Hey guys, I just figured I'd get on here and do an update. Uh, basically, hopefully, because when I get off work, it's dark, and where I got my mud truck, there's no light and it's cold. It's cold storage is why I call it. Uh, the plan is maybe this weekend. Hopefully, if there's no unexpected stuff, it seems. I mean, it's winter's. Winter's like, man, it's usually not busy, but here the last several weekends I've had some stuff going on. It's just like crap. So no guarantees, but that's my intentions. Show walk around. I noticed there's really no videos on YouTube as far as I mean there is, but there's not a lot like mud trucks. Builds they don't really do walkarounds of them, and it kind of is like why I mean I don't have anything to hide on mine. I mean it's just I don't know. It's nothing too spectacular compared to some of the guys. I mean, there's guys that'll spend lots of money on theirs. I mean, they could buy mine 5 or 6 times for what they got in theirs. I do mine on a budget, and it's a small budget. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, I'd like to do a walk around of it, kind of, show how I did my setup. And a lot of us that run in this pro stock class, I mean, a lot of our trucks are very similar, and some guys are a little different. They might have a Ford Bronco, or they might have a short box Chevrolet or Ford or Dodge short box, but there's really not many Dodges, mostly Fords and Chevys, to be honest. So, and ours are all similar in ways, but there is open, which is the biggest class, and theirs are used. There's a lot of guys that like my class will bump up there, and I occasionally do too. So, but usually the open guys that can only run an open, theirs are actually built a little bit different tire sizes and trans brakes and all that good stuff. So mine don't have a trans brake, so you can run a quick steer in my class. You got to stick with the 31. Let's see here, 31 1150s. I want to say is your tire size. You can go 15 or 16 inch. Limited to let's see here. Well, I guess I don't know where I was going with that, but I mean, you can go about any CFM on your carb. Big block, small block, no cubic inch rule. Uh, basically, that I'm aware of anyway. I'm just trying to think of some of the rules off the top of my head, but um, so yeah. You got to have dry shaft loops and a tranny blanket. You're supposed to. 5 point harnesses are required. So yeah, and you can run the E85. I run the 110, obviously, but maybe switch it over. I don't know. Still up in the air about that. I'm not sure. Some guys say yes, some guys say no. You really need to know what you're doing. You can mess a motor up, and I mean, I'm still up in the air about it. So I don't know. But the plan is I want to go to Shush Mountain, Michigan, which is here in about 4 months next year. So they usually I think it's February is when you gotta basically I don't know fill a form out or whatever. Basically send it back to them at least by March so they know you're coming or whatever. And it's about 8-10 hour drives ish for me. So it's that's something that I can kind of get away. I've never been, really been on. I've been on a vacation, but I haven't been on one in a long time. And it'd be something that I can have fun and do and get away. Bad thing is it's the busiest time of the year when that is, but. So I mean I don't know. We'll just have to play it out by ear. That's the plan, and that's something else. I'll probably have to get more race fuel by then. I'm running VP right now, but I got granted. I only went to 2 races this year. They did have a couple few more than that, but I wasn't ready, obviously, so that's why I only made it to two. But I'm glad I did. But uh, I bought a barrel. It's 54 gallon. It's 110 octane. It's I'm already at. I granted I ran a lot of test passes just trying to make sure I got the bugs worked out of it. So I lost track after 16 test passes, and I didn't do all of them at once or nothing. I mean, these were over probably a month ish. So, and I lost count. I've lost count. 16 or somewhere around there. But anyways, yeah, that fuel is just like wow. I'm already a half a barrel, and I'm thinking, wow, 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 wow. And I mean that stuff adds up. It's like wow. So I don't know. It all does, and that's I set a budget. I meet it so fast every year. Especially if you have a breakdown, a motor issue, blow up, or tranny, and it's just like, so it's kind of up in the air to a point. But that is my intentions. I'm gonna. Last year, I was wanting to go, but I was by far not even close. This year, this would be the closest I'd ever be. I have been so far, so I mean, that's my plan. We'll see. So yeah, I just figured get on here, do a little update. Hopefully, the next video I will be able to do a walk around of the truck. Kind of, you guys can actually see it up close, how I set it up. So, I mean, it's kind of a neat setup, but I mean, it's not. I mean, there's a lot of guys that run with this. I mean, they all kind of look similar. There's similarities. I run a Dana 44. There was a few guys that run Dana 60s. Wider stance, a lot more heavier, which is better, but they don't give those things away. They're very expensive, and mine does good. I mean, I've never had problems. I guess I can't, so I'm not complaining. So when I start having problems, I might be looking more towards, but they're expensive. So until I have problems, then that might be a different story. But it's definitely running better and better, and I actually put some wider rims on it since I've raced. I don't know, 4 test passes. I don't know, they weren't all at once. I did 2 one day, and I don't know, a few weeks went by, and I did it. And it made a very heck of a difference by putting those wider rims on. And it was kind of cool. It shocked me. Basically, I think what the deal was is my tires, my boggers. I have the cut boggers on the back. I think they were like 7.5, 8 inch ish rims, and the lugs were actually round in the middle. So therefore, it was a little bit more difficult to put power to the ground. And so I put these 10-inch wide. They're Mickey Thompson rims on. I already had them, so I didn't just go buy them. I literally had them. I just had to take them off another project, which they were rubbing on, and yeah, so that's why I thought, well, this will serve its purpose really good. I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll put some other rims on that project. And that's what I did. So when I put them on the mud truck, I was kind of surprised. It actually flattened the tire out, like the bars on them, so they weren't round. And I didn't think it'd make that much difference. And of course, they're offset anyway, so that helps the stance. Like it's not tipsy or feels like it wants to roll. So when I put those on and I made that first test pass, it was like, whoa, yeah, yeah. I don't know if I'd say night and day, but it felt like night and day difference. I mean, I could notice that difference, and basically it comes back down to those lugs on the boggers. The center of that tire, it was round, and now it's flat. And I mean, it's those lugs are coming in contact with the ground a lot better because they're sitting flat on the ground versus part of the lug sitting on the ground because the tire's round. So that did make a heck of a difference. Very, very, very shocked on that. So that's about the only thing I've done with it. I mean, I don't know. There's some other stuff I'd like to do, but I don't know how deep it's I wouldn't say perfect, but it's running good. So it's like I don't like messing with something a lot and doing. I mean, I'll do little stuff, but I'm not gonna obviously pull the motor apart and start really tinkering around. That would probably be one of the last few things I would do if I felt like I really needed to. But I do not feel like I really need to. I don't have any problems with it on the motor wise. So, there was another problem I was having with the shifter. I couldn't believe that. I lost. Well, I might have lost. I was probably going to lose maybe anyway. I don't know, but I did lose, and I was keeping up pretty good. The dang shifter popped out of gear, and I'll have to show you that. It's. I mean, I do stuff. I try to do it smart and reasonable because there's guys that can dump. I mean, there's nothing for them to dump $100,000 in a setup. there's guys putting $30,000-$40,000 in their motors, and I mean, it's just like wow. And so, anyways, back, I guess jumping around here, back to the shifter. I kind of made some, and I'll show that when I do a video of it. Try to remember that anyway. I made some little locks in my shifter, so when I put it in gear, it locks it in that gear, and it can't pop out. And I did a test pass of that when I did those runs, and that I mean, I guess that was another extra thing I did do, but I mean, it didn't mount to much, but that did actually truly help tremendous. It won't pop out of gear now, so that's a plus. So it's just, there's little piddly stuff. There's always something to do, but and I got just a little seep on the tranny. I don't know if it's a tranny pan or what, but it's honestly, it's not enough that bothers me. But yes, I would like that little seep fixed, but it's not like it's a constant stream. It's just barely wet around the pan area. And I mean, I glance, but so I mean, there always is something to do on it. And that's kind of the bad thing, because it's like, where do you stop on it? So, I mean, if it's something major squirting out or constant stream, well, then yeah, it's gonna have to be addressed, fixed. So, and it's not doing that. So I haven't been too worried. So, but just keep an eye on the fluid level. So. But yeah, plan is try to next video, and I'll wrap this one up, and we'll see you in the next one.